So the Congress is finished. All they need to do now is that. Unfortunately, they haven't actually done any of their upgrade stuff at all. Oh no, they can't. That's the final... Yeah, never mind. Nope, that's the last focus that they can do. Alright, we're good. We're good. Yeah, we should definitely position some troops on that border, and I think what I'm going to do is get these guys over there. Dissent rising in Iraqi Kurdistan. With a general feeling of nearing war in the air, stability has taken a nosedive in the region of Sulaymaniyah. Raids by two powerful tribes, the Hawarami and the Hamavand, allies of Sheikh Mahmud during the revolt, have become so unbearable that merchants and the other urban citizens have been forced to leave for Kirkuk and Mosul, where the protection from the local confederations and the Ottoman gendarmerie are offering them much-needed respite. Protests against the slow response of the government has also seen an uptick in the region as many Kurds start losing faith in the military to prevent them from harm. Nonetheless, the army has sent a detachment of 3,000 men and an air squadron to the territory of the troublesome tribes to put an end to their disturbance. The Iranian government was quick to respond, and the scale of these troop movements so close to their border can only be a sign that the Turks are planning to evade Iranian Kurdistan and drive out the Kurds currently living there. Another waste of brave Turkish soldiers. Meanwhile, tensions continue to escalate, and escalate, and escalate! Ace check, am I using RNFT still? If those MOJ focuses are 56 days, and yes, I am using it, CPM. And these are still 56 days. Well, that one was. That one is. Because my ones have all been 35s. So I guess the MOJ is just the one that's not working. Because, yeah, these are all 35s. Seville M wants me to drink some tea. I think that can be arranged. Higher resistance, that's in Saranasia. Let's see. Akundian also wants me to drink some tea. Chaos Makit, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. And then Big Red Machine. Thank you very much for the subscription. Welcome to the Mortlings. Good to have you joining us. Do I think I'll play TNO again? There's a new update tonight and I had a very good business Russia path. Probably. There's just so many updates at the moment. Old World Blues just got an update. Battle for Bosporus, still haven't played as Turkey. Kaiserreich, big update. I also like to do some Crusader Kings. I want to play some more Valhalla because I haven't played it at all this week. Turkish Industrial Development Bank. Finished. So... do I want to start working on some military stuff, I wonder? Oh, 2 armor groups from this. 4 armor, 2 motorized. I could use that just for the template. Interesting. No, I think I need to do some of this stuff. Conservatives join the opposition. Don't care about the Conservatives. This will also increase the popularity of social liberalism. This will tank my stability even further. But social liberal will be back up to 50%. Then we can gain that. And then we can get to populist economics, which will drop our stability even further, but increase our oil production, and also military factory construction speed, so we can start to retool our industries a bit faster. The idea of private land ownership is not a new one, but remains as of today a contentious topic in the Ottoman Empire, as the promising Land Reform Act, part of the Tanzimat reforms, caused massive social upheaval in the Mashriq, leading to the enforced serfdom of large parts of the Iraqi population in the opposition to the conservative bloc, who saw in this nothing but a shoddy attempt at European intimidation. Who needs stability anyway? Not me. Previous Ottoman series on YouTube was very popular, right? Yeah, it was. It did well. Egypt crosses the Suez. In a blatant breach of the concessions at Haifa, the Egyptian army has crossed Suez with the intentions of fully occupying the MOJ. The closest army units in Damascus and Beirut are ready on standby for the duration of the Congress, should the conclusion be less desirable, are ready to counter the Egyptians, now solely awaiting the command of their Padishah. Do we go to war? And they've already declared war on us, so this is already a defensive war. Or do we concede the Palestine to them? Unrest everywhere goes up, and stability gets absolutely tanked. This is a democracy, so just yelling war isn't going to do it. You need to cast your ballots and make this done officially. Alright. I think that this was going to require a full 2 minutes of proper considered thought, rather than, you know, just gut reactions and immediate "Nah." So, get your votes in. Vote, vote, vote. Should we answer this blatant act of aggression against the Ottoman state, or should we just give them some stuff? Speaking as a lifelong resident of a democracy, yelling war actually worked great here. Go to war, then find out whoever the wuss was that voted for peace and tar and feather them. So get your votes in. Vote, vote, vote. Should we go to war? Or should we give up Palestine? That is the question which is currently being put before the sublime Ottoman Federation Parliament. I'm sure it has a name, but I've forgotten what it is. While we're waiting for the inevitable decision, can I ask you to check the length of the political focuses for Canada before... I don't think I can see that. Oh, there it is. 28, 42, 42, 42, 70. I thought they were over here, and then I just didn't see it. I didn't remember that all of these were so long over there. Our NFT is not working. But then why is everything else 35 days? Because like the Ottoman ones are 35 days. As I've shown. 14 days, 35. To war, my lords! To war! Has come in with a bit of a victory. Not like absolute 100%, but close enough, with 92% of you voting that we should go to war. And then 8% of you saying that, nah, don't want to. Hachoo! Contributed 2,000 channel points. Thank you very much for that. Hachoo! So we're going to war. And then I'm going to take a 2-minute break. So if you need to take a break, then I would recommend you do that now. I will run an advert while I'm not here. So 2 minutes, and then we shall go and fight this great threat against our glorious federation. 2 minutes, everyone. 2 minutes. Alright, I am back again. Got a tequila ad. The site knows me too well. Okay, so our Egyptian forces are going to need to move down to the Sinai, where I'm going to tell them to attack straight away. And see if we can get a border with Egypt. Why have your orders all been cancelled? That's a little bit irritating. Okay, all of yours are normal. Now, are any of you not assigned? No. Good. Then we can stop you training. And we'll start assigning our air forces again. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab you lot. I'm going to increase you to a 50 combat width. Not 50 combat width, a 50 size fighter wing. Same with you. Because we will roll out those fighters in time. Then the tactical bombers can support the camels. Close air support can support you. Fighter 1 can support you. Fighter 2, which is the big one, can support the camels. And then Fighter 3 can support you. What are you lot? Ah, you're the artillery. Currently guarding up there against potential Bulgarian counterattack. I don't think that's going to be quite as likely, and we probably do need you actually on the front line. So I think I might bring you down here. At least until we're done with Saudi Arabia. Now, Cairo Pact. Did it actually get established? No, this is literally just Egypt. CPM wants to talk to me on Discord later regarding our NFT. Yeah, no worries. Kaiser devs ripped off my work in a few places and started making most of the new focuses 35 days. I see. So if we take a look at, for example, Germany. These are old school. See, these are also 35 days. There was a 70 over there, but that was the only one. Yeah, and these ones are supposed to be 70s because these are the Black Monday. Which I remember you saying you had extended. These are 56 days. 35, 42, 56. They haven't called in yet. Well, they can't, because they're not in the alliance. There is no alliance. That's what I was surprised by. Naj joined the Cairo Pact. Okay, now they have. Iran breaks the 1913 Shat al-Arab Protocols. Established in 1913 after an almost 100 years of negotiations, the Shat al-Arab Protocols were the crowning achievement of the resolution that ended the Iranian-Ottoman border conflicts. With his last guarantee of Iranian neutrality in the East gone, it is without doubt now that a clear Iran will entertain its ambitions and strike on Iraq. Fighting between the two great powers commenced in the early hours as air bombardments on the Fao fortress in the Shat al-Arab were followed by small incursions of Iranian cavalry regiments in Shalamania. War it is then. Iran declares war. War over Shat al-Arab, an enclave of the Muscati state, the peninsula of Kasab, is one of the most crucial positions in the Middle East. Single-handedly having the capacity to completely cut off the Strait of Hormuz, thus cutting Iran and Iraq off from the world's economy. It has been a thorn in the side of both Constantinople and Tehran. Naval maneuvers by the Persian fleet around the strait have led to a rise in tensions, culminating in the military occupation of the enclave by Tehran, which has prompted an ultimatum from the Sublime Porte. Receiving no answer, the Ottoman fleet opened fire in Kasab in the early morning as the commencing hostilities between the two regional powers. I'm guessing we didn't actually open fire in Kasab, seeing as we own it. It's ours. I suspect that's probably their fleet opening fire. Right, speaking of fleets, thank you very much for reminding me. We do need to add the submarine to the submarine fleet. And we will say convoy raiding is a go. Do we want to bring in actual naval presence here? They do have a fleet. Not a huge one, but they do have one. What about Persia? Iran? They do, but it's a very, very small one. So I think what I'm going to do is I will have you split off. That's not what I want. That's what I want. I'm going to split off the cruisers into a separate fleet. These are going to be recon. I'm going to split you in half. You're going to be commanded by Mehmet Ali Pasha with the awesome hat. Because you're unfortunately never going to get experience, because there is no way for recon to gain experience. And then we will have the primary fleet on Strike Force in those two areas, should the recon find them. Alright. Next up, cavalry. You have your orders. Execute order 66. I think I'm going to let Iran attack me for a while, because I've got lots of troops and we're fully fortified and entrenched. We're going to take out Saudi Arabia. I think that's going to be the easiest to target. We will either push Egypt or just hold them here. I would like to hold them at Suez, but I don't think we're going to get there in time. And once Saudi is dead, we'll probably push Egypt and then finally go after Iran. At least that's what I'm thinking right now. Whether that's how it actually ends, we shall see. Wow, Egypt's going to have a lot of soldiers. The other thing I want to do is start up my intelligence agency at this point. So we need a name for the Sublime Ottoman Federation's Intelligence Agency. So what should we call it? Oh yes, my puppets do need to be called in, you're not wrong. Armenia and Muscat. Now they are. So, give me some ideas, and then we'll do a vote on which the most popular are. I come back and Mordred is organising fleets, a very familiar sound. I've spent like 5 minutes in total on the fleet so far. The Sublime Service, oh I like that. Joe's Cafe, the Janissaries, Keep It Under Your Affairs, Sophia, the Sultan's Service. Twisted Beers, Terror, Sublime Subtle Service, Turk Minutemen, Varangian Guard. Oh, Varangian Guard works. Seeing as you know, Constantinople is our capital. Or Istanbul, or Byzantium. Who was the awesome prince? I always forget his name. Osman Ford Effendi. We are House Osman still. So maybe something to do with Osman? Osman ears. Eyes of Osman. Eyes of Osman. Miklagard Marauders. I like that one too. Bit Norse, perhaps, for our particular persuasion at the moment. 00 Osman. Okay, I'm going to replace the Eyes of Osman with the 00 Osman. Did I name one of the army's Janissaries? No, because we disbanded the Janissaries. We have the Gendarmerie, but not the Janissaries. Okay, I think that these 5 are going to do it. So we've got the Sublime Service, the Sultan's Service, the Varangian Guards, the 00 Osman, and Miklagard Marauders. And vote. Get your votes in. Teskilat I Ermerhusa. Yeah, that was the original name. It's just one of those things I like being able to name, though. Smoke Cat, thank you very much for the bits. Appreciate that. Thank you. Assassins. Oh man, I should have done that. Ah, it would have been a good choice. Oh well, too late now. So, get your votes in. Vote, vote, vote. Okay, so the Sultan Service and the Varangian Guard came in last place with 6% each. The Mikla Guard Marauders came in third with 8%. Then, doing rather better, we have the Sublime Service, which I think is probably my personal favourite, which would have been 24%. But the Double O Osman did manage to win. Kiretsman contributed 3,000 channel points. Thank you very much for that. So, Double O Osman it is. And we'll stick with their original crest. Alright, create that agency. And we should immediately be able to get 2 operatives, because we've already upgraded the gendarmerie. And then if we get 5 upgrades in the agency, then we can actually get 3 operatives. So we're going to have a pretty good secret service. The only way I've managed to close Suez against Egypt is to have a pair of naval invasions pre-planned and launch them the instant Egypt declares war. Advancing across Sinai is too slow. Yeah, I'm not really expecting them to be able to make it. Oh, Armenia has declared war as well. Arab nationalism and Turkish imperialism have finally found themselves at odds as the talks over the Sinai-Palestine issue have collapsed after Egypt marched its army onto the Sinai Desert. Nominally united until 1914, the two leading powers in the Middle East are now set on a course to decide the destiny of the Middle East. Even as the Egyptians can count on an array of allies in the other Arab states, many fear it won't be enough, as the military and economic capacity of the Turkish Empire, for now, still vastly outclasses that of its rival. Foreign investors look on in the conflict with fear, as well as the old oil reservoirs of the Middle East have become more important than ever with the collapse of authority in the United States. So, we are now at war. Reintegrate the MOJ has been bypassed. And then after this we can reorganize the realm. And upgrade all of this stuff to Vilayet statuses. Which will drop unrest and actually start allowing us to consolidate. Finally. No, I think that privatising the land ownership is fine, because we're going to need to keep on industrialising. We have still got air wings, not... Ah, right. Totally forgot that you guys didn't actually have orders yet. Fighters fight, close air support. Support. Alright. Saudi Arabia still hasn't declared. No, it has. Syria joined the Cairo Pact. Oh no! Treason! With the war in the Mashriq, the Damascenes have once again shown where their true loyalties lay earlier today as the Druze army marched into the capital of the Suraya Vilayet and successfully overthrew, together with the assistance of the local population, the Turkish garrison. All around the city, the Turkish shops are destroyed and Turkish citizens attacked as the new revolutionary fervour is spreading through the Arab inhabitants. Declare martial law or placate local rulers in Greater Syria to stop the revolt from spreading to Aleppo, Homs, Lakia, Beirut, Haifa and Manan. Any state with resistance stronger than 70% will revolt unless dealt with. Sultanate of Egypt gains national spirit, revolution fever, which grants send volunteer attention limit -100, divisions required for sending volunteer -100. Our finest hour, the moment we have feared for years, has finally arrived. Our numerous enemies have bonded together and sallied forth in an attempt to liberate the Middle East from our so-called oppression. We will, however, not go gently into the dark night and will throw everything we have at the invaders to preserve the House of Osman and the empire that may last 1,000 years. Surrender limit plus 20%, which I think is also higher anyway because we're a democracy now. and new decisions have become available. None of which I can do. Here we go, Middle Eastern campaign, war propaganda. Emergency mobilization gives us mobilization speed and war support. Fortify Aleppo gives us forts in Aleppo. Baghdad gives us manpower. Then flood the Euphrates and Tigris plains. First things first, though. Save the game. Is the border with Silencia open? Yes, because there's no way I can defend that. So, Armenia. After I backed you. Huzzah! Disappointment is palpable. Meanwhile, these guys still haven't joined the freaking war. The Great Syrian Revolt buckled under the Turkish rule. The Arab people of Greater Syria finally decided to throw in the yoke and have joined the Arab brethren in Cairo. Fighting for the liberation of the Mashriq and the creation of a new Arab Middle East, the Syrians from all religions and ethnic groups are uniting to rid themselves of the Turkish rule. Ambitions of individual leaders and disagreements between the various partners of the Cairo Pact, however, may lead to issues should the common threat be dealt with. The ideas of the Greater Syrian independence aren't compatible with Farouk's designs in the Arab state ruled from Cairo. Another blow to the Sublime Porte. So Muscat is offering me guns. Thank you very much for that, Muscat. The other thing I do need to double check is the occupations, because Cyrenaica is going to have a lot of resistance. At the moment, Jerusalem's going to have problems. Syria actually isn't. Syria's actually kind of chill. It's just that none of the others are. And yeah, we are very short on guns. Are we still training troops? We are. So we can have you deploy straight away, which I'm going to do. Ah, you're still training. Cancel that then. Alright. No additional forces available as yet. Can you attack that and win? Yeah, you can. So Armenia we should be able to beat. Not a huge amount we can do about that. We kind of need to make sure that we maintain a port here. So that we can escape if we need to. Meanwhile, Saudi still hasn't risen up. This is a problem because I have loads of troops tied up with Saudi. If they don't do this by January, I'm going to have to reposition them somewhere else and just deal with it if they don't join.